Hey YouTube, it's pizza night, and I thought I would share with you my amazing pizza sauce recipe that I got from my mom. There is a secret ingredient and a story behind it. The story behind it is that we had a restaurant in the 70s for a couple of years, and my mom was the cook. And the recipe for the pizza sauce she got, which drew people from 100 miles away every Wednesday night for pizza night and live bluegrass music because it was Idaho in the 70s. This is a recipe that she got in the late 60s in New Jersey from a Sicilian grandmother, like recently immigrated Sicilian. So we are going to be diving into my mom's recipe. Actually, the recipe for this went on to be featured in a restaurant that one of our employees went on to continue with for years, and I believe they're still in business. It's been probably 40 years and they're still making pizza using my mom's crust recipe and her sauce recipe. I'm gonna get these cut up, and since we're doing very scratch, because you know I like to do everything from scratch, I have actually mozzarella cheese being made on the stove right now. So we're going to have homemade crust, which will be keto. We're going to have homemade mozzarella, homemade sauce. We bought the pepperoni. Sorry, I didn't make pepperoni. Basil from the garden, garlic from the garden, and oregano from the garden. So let me just jump in and say, start with more tomatoes than you think you're going to need. I'm going to be probably cooking down 32 cups of chopped tomatoes for this sauce. I am going to bottle it and water bath can what's left. So we'll have some sauce in the pantry because this takes all day to cook down. But if you start with a lot of tomatoes, remember you are going to be reducing and reducing and reducing. So what you end up with for sauce is not going to be the 32 cups of tomatoes that I'm putting in. I'll probably reduce that down and we'll see how many pints I get. So make a note that 32 cups of tomatoes equals this much sauce in bottles. So we've got our 32 cups of tomatoes on the stove over a medium-low heat, and you want to stir these fairly often because you do not want them scorching and sticking to the bottom. There's no water in here. We're just going to sort of stir them often and get them cooking down. Meanwhile, I'm going to take you out to the garden with me. We'll go get some fresh onion, and we're going to saute some fresh onion to put into this mix, just to get a little extra layer of flavor going on in the sauce. And then I'm also going to take some garlic. So we're going to saute garlic and onion together. Since this is a big pot of sauce, I'm going to put in a lot of garlic because if you're like us, there's no such thing as too much garlic. And side note for newbie cooks or newbie to garlic, this is not a clove of garlic. This is a clove of garlic. I think we've all made that mistake in our, in our journey in the kitchen. This, when it says a clove of garlic, it doesn't mean the whole thing. Please don't do that unless you really love garlic. This is a head of garlic. It's like a bulb. These are the cloves. So this has been a total of 8 cloves of garlic that are fairly big, but I like a lot of garlic. But you can, all of this is to taste, so do whatever works for you. But we're gonna do 32 cups of tomatoes, 2 onions, 8 cloves of garlic. Meanwhile, we're going to put a big cast iron skillet over medium heat on the stove, and we're going to add some butter and a swirl of olive oil. Okay, so we're going to add the onions. And I'm not going to add the garlic quite yet. We're going to just saute those in that hot oil and butter and get them where they're nice and soft and kind of caramelized. Add some cracked pepper. Again, this is all to taste. And we're gonna mess with seasonings at the end once we have the sauce all put together anyway. But I like a little pepper on my onions as they saute. And meanwhile, the tomatoes are cooking down. I've just turned the heat up a little bit because I want them to kind of bubble and boil. We want to cook these down for about 20 minutes because they need to be soft enough to go through the food mill. So I'm going to go ahead and add in these minced garlic cloves. If you remember, that was 8. Again, you could do as many as you want. You could do more or less. Stir those in. So I've got the garlic and onion kind of all toasty the way I want, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that right into the tomato. And the tomato's been cooking for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit. Right now, And we'll stir the onion and garlic into the tomato. And I'm going to just bring this up to just not kind of a simmer, not really a boil. I want to just get it all soft enough so we can get it through a food mill and make a nice smooth sauce out of it. And I don't have fresh basil in the garden, but I do have fresh oregano, and I just went out and grabbed some, which I'm going to dry and put in our dried herb cabinet for the winter. But I'm going to actually just take one of the smaller sprigs like that and just put it right in the pot while that is cooking, just to give it a little bit of infused fresh flavor, and then we'll add some later at the end too. So that's been cooked down a bit, and we're going to go ahead and run the sauce through the food mill. And you should have a food mill for sure. You need one of these for just about everything in a kitchen. I love this thing so much. And I just take hot sauce and put it right through the food mill, and this is going to separate the skins and the solids and the seeds. And what we'll have left is just a really nice smooth sauce to cook down. And I've just put this back in the same pot back on the stove. But what I do, if you want to have a little bit of body to your sauce, you can add a little bit of this. See that? I just add a little bit of it back in to the sauce at the end and just kind of stir that in so that you'll have just a little bit of body, but you don't need all of the seeds and skins and all of that in there. And we're gonna leave this on the stove and just cook it down, and we'll start adding some seasonings as we get closer to the end. So I'm going to kind of watch this pretty closely and stir it often, and we're just going to cook it down. We want it reduced down quite a bit because right now it's about as thick as tomato soup, and I want it to be very thick, like, you know, pizza sauce. So we're going to just watch the depth and let this boil down. I'm just going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, maybe just about a teaspoon. I don't like to oversalt in the beginning because you can't fix that, and as it reduces down, that salt flavor will intensify. So do not oversalt to start with. And I love basil, so this is about 2 tablespoons of dried basil, and if you have fresh, definitely use it. I just don't have fresh on hand. We're going to add that in, and I'll probably be adding more at the end. And then my mom's secret ingredient that she got from the old lady from New Jersey in the 60s was ground cloves. This is the secret ingredient. And if you're just making a little pot of this on the stove, you would add, like, you know, what you would call a dash or a pinch. It's just some. But this is a big pot of it, so I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon, maybe less. It's a little bit less than 1/4 teaspoon. A scant 1/4 teaspoon, and you're going to stir that in. And that, for some reason, is the secret something that gives pasta and pizza sauce that mysterious flavor that just pulls everything together in the end. And this is about 1.5 tablespoons of just kind of shredded, chopped up, fresh oregano leaves. And that's all we're going to do for now, and I'm just going to cook that down. Keep going. We want it a lot thicker, so we're going to cook it way down. And in the end, we'll adjust all the flavors to taste. And this has cooked down for quite a while. It's starting to look nicely saucy. I want it to be thicker, but about here, it's come down, probably reduced by half. You can see the line where we started, right up here. So it's reducing down. And right here is where I'll start adjusting a little bit of the flavoring. So I'm going to go ahead and add, I just tasted this, and I'm going to go ahead and add another teaspoon of salt. Again, you don't want to oversalt now. And I'm going to add another probably 2 tablespoons of dried basil because I really like the flavor of basil in my sauces. And at this point, you just cook it down until it's as thick as you want. So that's better. I've just moved it into a smaller pot, and now I can watch it reduce down, but you can actually see it a little bit better. And you can see it still needs to come down, needs to cook down quite a bit still. So if you want to have this for dinner, like we're going to do pizza tonight, start really early. I probably started on this before noon, and it's nearly 5 now. So it's kind of an all-day process, but it's so worth it. And keep tasting your spices here, and basically just keep adding more of the salt, basil, oregano combination to this if you like, and you can add more pepper, you can add more garlic, whatever you like, but this is where you start adjusting the taste to suit yourself. And this is done. This looks terrific, and I have a pizza crust in the oven right now, so if you'd like to see how I'm going to use this on a keto crust pizza, you can check out that video at the link right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.